So today is Thursday, February 5th, and I'm here to give you a fishing report on Table Rock Lake. But before we get into that fishing report, I got a couple announcements to make. All the people that pre-ordered for your subscription box, it is in the mail, sent to you today. Here's the thing. We're generally going to send those out on the first week of every month going out forward. So why was it sent out today? So we are having problems getting the boxes. We ordered these boxes probably, I want to say at least a month ago to prepare for all the people that were going to subscribe to Coys Picks. Unfortunately, the boxes didn't come in. So what did I have to do? I just made an executive decision. So all of your baits will be coming in a U.S. posted mail. Guys, you paid great money for this stuff. And I want to ensure that you have great customer service. I apologize. There's nothing that I can do about it. The guys, those people that own the boxes told us that it was going to be in like 3 weeks ago. Here it is. We still don't have the boxes. They said that they were going to be in today. They weren't in today. So like I said, I made an executive decision, use the postal stuff, and they're out, they're shipped, they're coming to you. So they should be to you in a couple of days. So I'm super, super excited about that. So anybody that don't know what Coys Picks is. So Coys Picks is basically a subscription box. You go to my website, go to Hines Guide Service, go down to Shop Coys Picks, and you can get a monthly subscription box. So all the baits that I use around here on Table Rock Lake and the surrounding lakes, and honestly, you can use them all over the country if you like. They're great baits. You can use them anywhere. I use them all across the country as well. So go down to Hines Guide Service, go to Shop Coys Picks, and get a subscription box every month. The baits I use are very, very good baits. They're not just some crappy baits that, you know, that are just thrown in a box. All these baits that I use are great. You know, I use them out on the water every day, and I'm not knocking other subscription box people or anything like that. I just put a lot of time and effort into these baits and show you how to work them, show you where they're at. Also with the subscription box, you're going to get a card of all my great spots that I've been catching big ones on that month. So if you are undecided where to go and you want the exact baits I use on Table Rock Lake or Bull Shoals or Lake of the Ozarks or something like that, but I'm only doing the mapping for Table Rock Lake. Let me say that again. So if you're not sure where to go or where to start and you get a subscription box, you also get my spots where I fish and where I've caught big ones. So there you go. I mean, that's the upside to it. Like I said, I don't think other people are doing that, and I want to make sure that you get the best out of your day on the water. And it's not just like, now, I don't have like 32 spots on the map on that card that you got. There's only like 4 to 5 specific spots that you can catch nice fish. And that's why I'm doing it. So it's worth it. So if you're in the tournament scene and you got tournaments coming up in March, go subscribe to Coys Picks. It'll give you some spots on the lake, show you where to go, show how you, I even put on the card what I'm doing with that certain bait, what I'm targeting with those specific baits that I've got on Coys Picks. So it's well worth the money. And guys, I'm not making anything off Coys Picks. After it's all said and done, we've actually paid more in than what we've done. So I'm doing it just out of the kindness of my heart and to help other anglers across the lake. And that's what I do. I like to help people as much as I can. So like I said, go subscribe to Coys Picks, and we will get into the fishing report. So I will say this, my boat is still in the shop. How can you get a fishing report out of that? So what am I going to do to tell you to what to go out there and throw this weekend? I know there's Joe Bass tournaments going this weekend. I know that there's Cape Fair tournaments going on Sunday. You know, the tournament season is ramping up and it's about to go full force. So my boat will be done this week, but this is what I would be throwing this week. Not only that, I'm going to go show you stuff on the map on Navionics. I'm going to get on the computer here in just a little bit and turn the camera around and show you spots that I would target and kind of what I would be throwing in that specific situation. It's supposed to be really, really nice this weekend. So this time of the year, the bass really, really like to group up. They like to stay near bigger rocks on main lake points. They like to stay in that 20 to 25 feet. A lot of the bigger ones, they will go out into the main channel and they will just sit there. That's when you can start shaking them in at them and throwing a dirty jig scuppy head with a mooch minnow, shad pattern, shad color. That's what I would do. Here, I told it last weekend. And the bait that I would really start throwing now is the blade bait. I killed them on it last year. It's a bait about this big. It looks like nothing, like it's a blade. It's black and gold is what I use. Guys, every time I'd go out there, I'd catch 15, 16, 18 pounds. And you're like, how is a big fish eating that? Well, when you bring that blade bait right by them and you throw it out there and you start just bringing it up and just kind of let it flutter, all you're going to do is throw that thing as far as you can out there across that point, and you're going to work it across that point. And all you do is reel up your slack and just lift it up a little bit, let it fall. Lift it up. Just lift it up, let it fall. Reel up your slack, lift it up, let it fall, reel up your slack. That's all you do. These bass are so grouped up by these bigger rocks, and when you bring it by those bigger rocks, they're just grabbing it. They are really conserving energy this time of year. Their metabolism kind of shuts down. They will eat, but they are conserving energy when they want to eat. And if something comes by them within like inches, they're going to eat it because that's what they need. They need more food. Do bass move in the wintertime? Yes, they will move, but they won't move much. Will they go after bait if they're hungry? If it's that time they want to move and eat? Absolutely. That's why shaking a minute in the wintertime is so deadly, is because you bring it right by them and they're just kind of sitting out there in 30, 35 feet of water, and you bring it right by them and that's what they're going to do. They're just going to eat. They're going to react to it. So get you a blade bait. Black and gold or red is what I would use. In the afternoon, when the sun gets high, I would start targeting a little bit shallower. And what baits would I use to throw shallow? You can still catch fish, nice fish, shallow. Because they're going to want to get closer to that sun, get a little bit warmer, right? This is what I would throw. I would have a Phantom brown craw on, wiggle wart. I would have a Berkeley Fritz side. I like the number 7. The 7s, I seem to be still catching them on it. I was catching them on it when I had my boat. And I would probably throw a rock crawler. But out of those 3 specific ones, I think I would have to go with the Berkeley Fritz side. It has a different sound to it. There's not a lot of rattle to it. The wiggle wart, I would probably make that one second, and then I would probably throw the rock crawler third. You just kind of have to kind of see what they want for that specific time or that specific kind of day. But Berkeley Fritz side, it just gets it done. I like it. Another thing that I would probably have tied on this weekend is just a regular swim bait, probably a 3.2, 3.5, maybe with an underspin on it. And just kind of just rolling that thing off bottom. They are sucked tight to the bottom. They're trying to stay close to those big rocks, stay warmer. That's what I would probably try to target. you're not really going to feel a bite. I think you're just going to feel more weight than anything. That's the same thing with that blade bait. You're going to throw that thing out there and you're going to let it hit bottom, and you're going to just pull it up and wind, pull it up and wind. And once you pull up, you're going to feel a lot of weight. You're not going to feel no thump. You're not going to feel no aggressive bite. It's just heavy. And when it's heavy, it's in their mouth, just wrench back on it and start reeling and hold on, because I don't think they will be aggressive as fighting, because the water temperature is so, I think the water temperature is around 35 to 40 degrees in some places. And it's pretty clear. It's really clear, actually. So I've been down there looking around a couple of times. So, but anyways, another bait that I would have tied on is an A-rig. And whenever I told you about the A-rig, you want to have 3 different ones tied on. You want to have a mini flex, I would probably say a Yum Mob Junior is the one that I had been catching on them a couple weeks ago. That Yum Flash Mob Junior, they've been really hitting that one. And the Diamond Flex Rig is really good. We sell all those at Modern Outdoor Tackle. If you want to go in there and buy you some, go in there and buy it. All the baits I'm telling you, go to Modern Outdoor Tackle. They'll help you out and tell you what to be throwing. So guys, those are the baits that I would be using. Is number 1, a blade bait. Oh, I would have a jig tied on. Number 2, probably a Berkeley Fritz I would say you need to have on, and an A-rig you definitely need to have. So on that A-rig, you want to start targeting main lake points, preferably in 20 to 25 feet of water, and treetops. You're probably going to catch a lot of spots with those A-rigs. But like I said, if you want to pull up shallow, like bluff ends or bluff walls, they're really going to bite that. I'm not a jerkbait thrower, and I probably should throw this out there. You need to probably have a Vision 110+1 tied on. Matt, Shad, I'm just not really, I'm just really not confident in the jerkbait, because I just never really got into jerkbait fishing like everyone's got into glide bait fishing. It's just never really been a part of my arsenal, and you really want to fish your strengths. And when I'm out there trying to prepare everything for you guys, I want to get the best out of my day so that you can be prepared for your weekend tournament and the next up and coming weeks and stuff like that. I want to get the best out of those days. But I am going to start throwing a jerkbait. I think I'm going to go out probably next week. I'm definitely going to go out next week because my boat will be done. And I'm probably going to have about 5 or 6 rods tied on with jerkbaits just to see what I can get. So hopefully I'll catch some big ones. And we're going to film all that, so you'll be able to see. I've got some microphones now, so you can actually hear what I'm saying up on the front deck and what I'm looking at. Yeah, so I'm going to flip the camera around, get up by the house, turn on the computer, and show you places that I would really target this weekend for your tournaments. Okay, so see you in a bit. All right, guys, so got the computer out. Gonna kind of show you places and things that I would really target this weekend. I'll try to do, if you're fishing the Joe Bass, I'll try to kind of figure out places of the lake that I would really truly target this weekend. And just, now these aren't specific spots, I'm just showing you what I would look for on a navigational map, whatever you want to think or whatever it might be. But I'm just trying to tell you what to look for when you get on the water and when you're prepping before your tournament. The water is very, very low right now, so it kind of almost looks like a jungle. So, all right, I'm gonna just pull up a just random spot on the lake. Let's just go right here, right? Let's just pull this up. I'll try to get it centered to where you guys, it'll have it on the center of the deal. All right, so let's talk about ditches. These, if you can see the mouse, me working through, this is a ditch right through here. These are ditches and drains that kind of come through here just like so. And you know, there can be a lot of bass up in these creeks. All they have to do is pull down into this deeper water. You can see it's 76 feet through here, 80, 100 feet in these ditches that kind of come across through here. A lot of these bigger bass that suspend in 30 to 35 feet that come out, they will pull out here. Bass really, what I'm trying to get is that when a bass can do two things here. He can pull up to the flat right here, this long flat that you see through here. That's anywhere from 22 to 12 feet to 1 foot. And then he's comfortable. He can pull back out here into the deep and get in 35, 40 feet of water if he wants to and suspend and get away from everything else. Same thing over here, as you can see, just kind of pull it closer. Bass in the mouths right here, they will pull up into stuff like this sometimes if they want to feed. If not, they will just stay out here and suspend in this stuff. That's a good. What I'm trying to tell you is this looks really, really good on the computer when you're looking at stuff like this. So when you're preparing and prepping for a place to go fish, you got to do your homework, guys. Got to do your homework. You got to get on here and look for specific places like that, even humps. Let's just go right over here. Like I said, I'm just picking out random spots. Right in through here. You got this long tapering point, but then you got these ditches right through here. A lot of bass will set up in here. I guarantee you a lot of them, because it's where two places tie to each other. Here's the channel, so there's lots of oxygen. This one goes this way and this one goes this way. You know, you can pull up to places like this, you know, in the afternoons or in the mornings. They might pull up in the mid-afternoons and kind of get up on the edge of this stuff. But another key you really want to focus in on is bait, okay? You want to be around bait, and that is a big key for them. And if wherever there's bait, there's gonna be fish, there's gonna be bass. It might take you an hour, sometimes 2 hours to find bait, but if you find the bait, you'll find the fish. They'll be around all those bait balls. Right here's another specific area, you know, that you could come back here in these creeks and target these ditches through here. A lot of them will set up in and out through here along this side too. It's not going to take you long to just go through there and pan and kind of go right down the center of that ditch and see if you can see one popping up, because generally it's a 4 to 5 pounder that are going to be in places and spots like this right here, and this as well. So don't be scared. You just got to go out there and practice. I've learned a lot of things off of other people that have taught me, and, you know, and I've taken it out there on the water and I've done it, and lo and behold, they were right. And this was one of the things that I was scared to fish, was ditches. Like, why would a bass stay in something like this? Like, they pull up during the summer months and then they can pull, you know, a little bit shallower, stick by cover in the summer. Why do they have to leave their home and go way out here? They don't. They just need deep water. They need security going, hey, It's really deep out here. I can get down to 40 feet, 45 feet, 50 feet if I wanted to, and just kind of suspend out here. And I'm telling you guys, the bigger bass hang out and stuff like this. Okay, so if you don't want to fish ditches, we'll just go right here to this point because it's a long tapering point. Gotta bring it over. See how long this thing comes out here? A bass will generally be set up on rock anywhere from around here in this area all the way around, just depending on where they're all at. You have to really turn on your side scan, and sometimes, guys, when you turn on your side scan, they will be so tight to the bottom that you can't see. It gets difficult at times, and then when I even put my forward-facing sonar on, you can't even pick it out. So what do? Let's just say if there was one piece of structure that was just right out here, was just a big boulder. Let's just say there was a big boulder right here, a big boulder right here, and a big boulder right here. A lot of bass will hang out by those bigger boulders. I'm just telling you, I've done this for years, and that's what they do in these wintertime patterns is what you want to say. And you basically want to set your boat up way out here, and you want to throw that the blade bait across here and just kind of work it through those big boulders. You can even work a jig, a rig right by that stuff, and they'll come out. They'll come as long as you put it right by them. They'll eat it. And let's just pull over here. I'm just kind of spitballing here. You look right here. Pull it up a little bit closer. It says it's 100 feet through here. Why wouldn't a bass be right in here? They are. You just have to find them. I promise you, go look for these ditches. Get right down the center, right down the guts of them. Like I said, put your boat out here and start just kind of panning through here and just find it. You might not find anything. Or a lot of the times, I will set my boat right up in this general area, and I will throw up here and bring it down and work it right down the center of that. And 95% of the time I catch a fish. If not one or two fish. And then after I've caught those one or two, I just get out and just kind of start working other ditches, They were generally set up in the exact same place where everything else is. So let's go look somewhere else. Here you go. Here's some ditches right through here. Look at this. And it comes off the channel through here, and it flows. And this is stuff that you really want to look at. You want to target this stuff like right through here. Anything that kind of goes lower and is a little bit higher on each side, that is a ditch, okay? Get rid of that. If it's a little bit higher, and this side's a little bit higher, and this is a ditch, set up out here and start panning, start looking in these vicinities. Just kind of just look for the forward-facing sonar and just start kind of just looking in there, and one or two will probably try to be in there. Same place with this, same thing. These bass, especially if there's, some rocks that are in through here, big boulders, that is key setup for those guys. Let's go over here. As you can see, the channel. And then let's just go pick out a ditch. Right in here. Just start looking through here. Straight all the way back. Just take your boat with your forward-facing sonar and just follow this ditch all the way in there, kind of just panning from side to side a little bit just to see if you can see a straggler. If you're not a forward-facing sonar guy, let's just take this for instance. This this long point. It's a secondary point. You know, a lot of bass, we think that they move way out here. They don't. As long as they have deep water right nearby, they will stay there. So you really want to target these points just like this. You want to get up there, kind of let your boat hang out in this area, and just kind of throw up there and work your bait. Now, if you do have side scan, like I said, this is like a hump. See that? Oops, sorry. See this? It's a little bit bigger than the rest. That's something that I might go fish. See, you find little things like that. You're just gonna want to target stuff like this right here, especially if there's, you know, stumps or boulders. So yeah, let's look at another place, and preferably one, there's a creek channel nearby it. Right here, let's just go look here. Definitely, I would look at something like this. And then once you get back here, go right down this ditch and start panning, start looking. Same way through here. Just start looking. If you can do this all over the, you know, all over any lake you want to go to. If it's like a big lake like Table Rock, it doesn't have to be Table Rock, Bull Shoals, you know, Truman, all those places like that. Those are key places that you really need to start targeting and looking at, is those ditches. If you're wanting to go catch spots, you know, bluff walls, if you're just out fun fishing, these are key places that I would start looking. Get up here parallel on the bank and just kind of, I would probably work it through here, come back and start working it up to this point. There is standing timber all through here. You can catch you a bunch of nice spots there. I've caught a lot through there. Let's see. Also, in this area, bluff walls, bluff ends, stuff like this right here. Bigger bass hang around these too. And if you're just wanting to fun fish, a lot of these bass, you know, they kind of stay close to this area because during the summertime patterns, they can go back, or you know, when spawning season starts and the pre-spawn starts, they'll just pull around to this stuff and they'll just start feeding heavily up on these points. And then when they want to go back and spawn, they can go back up here and spawn. A lot of bass love to hang out in these, you know, 15 to 20 feet on these bluff ends. A lot of the largemouth. Same thing right through here. Here's another ditch, and looks, you know, there's humps. See the color, different color transitions, stuff like this. This is stuff that you really want to start, you know, looking at and targeting, because they can pull up through this stuff. They can stay right there, or they can just pull. They can just stay kind of right out in this vicinity, or stay in this saddle. This is very good ambush points for largemouth bass. Also the ditch, you know, you can fish this ditch. There's lots of stuff that you can do, especially all through here. Ditch, ditch, and ditch. Right through there. All right, guys. Well, that's all I'm going to show you here. I hope, oh yeah, okay. So if I was fishing the Cape Fair tournament, and I never hardly fish the James, like I fish Ants Creek and stuff, and I fish kind of up in here, but I know the Cape Fair tournament. Let's just take a look. I see something right now. Right here. Right there. Especially this ditch right here. A lot of these bass are going to hang right up in here. Right out in the mouths is usually where they're hanging. And they can pull up. They can do whatever they want to do. They can go lay down on the water if they want to come lay right down here. They can go suspend, or they can go over here to this point. That's a really, really big key place right there. You know, little cuts right here, especially with the channel biome. These are key places. Oh, this is juicy. I might need to go fish some of the Cape Fair stuff. Especially right through here. Yeah, I would definitely be looking at that. The channel's all right through here. Definitely be looking up through here. Probably, yeah, channel swing, bluff wall. I would probably, depending on which the wind is blowing, I would probably start right in here somewhere and just kind of work this area, and maybe even look in the mouth of this ditch to see if, just to see if one is straggling, and then just kind of parallel this bank, or A-rig or rock crawler or Berkeley Fritz side. I'm gonna say the Fritz side is probably what I would be using. Just start throwing it up there shallow, because a lot of those bass, you know, they'll stay shallow. But yeah, I would definitely target this area right in here. Let's go back in this creek and see if we can kind of find a ditch that's kind of deep. Well, there's really not a lot of ditches. I bet you they hang out in the middle of this, though. There is ditches, but definitely key places right in through here, the mouths of them, and that's just what I would target right through there. Let's go up a little bit. I would probably start looking at some places probably around through here is what I would look for, especially in the mouth, to get you a bigger bite, get you a nice 5-6 pounder right in through here that's just kind of sitting out there. And like, I'm not familiar with this place at all. I need to get more familiar with it, but guys, that's what I would be looking for. You know, here's, pull one more up. Definitely this. Wow. You got shallow and deep water, and they could pull up to that flat. That looks like very, very key. And then you can just kind of mosey right up along over here and look at through these mouths and fish this ditch through here. That would be key right through there. You know, right all out in here. And make sure you come back up in here, like right through here, because bass, they hang in up in here too. So guys, I'm gonna flip the camera around, and that's all I got for you today. So I'll flip it around in my video. Okay, so guys, that's it for today. Thank you for liking and subscribing to the channel. Thank you for all the guys that went and got Coys Picks. We keep getting subscribers each and every day. Very, 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 very grateful. God has blessed me tremendously, so I owe all the glory to him and give all the glory to him, because I definitely don't deserve any of this. But thank you guys for you know, just watching and subscribing, and like I said, we're very, very blessed. If you want a guided trip or on the water lessons, I'll leave everything in the description, my number to get a hold of me, and just kind of DM me and let me know if you want on the water lessons, or just a guided trip. If you want to know the lake and you're thinking about moving down here to the Table Rock area, hit me up and we'll go fishing. We'll book you a guided trip. A lot of guys do that. Say, hey, I'm moving down here. Want to know where some good fishing spots are? Let's go on a guided trip. They get me. I show them some great spots, and they like them. So guys, I'm here for you. If you need anything, just text me, whatever you need. So we will see you next week on the Table Rock Fishing Report.